Guys, Ash from Dragonic here. Back again today with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be doing the Great. It is arguably, well, not really arguably, but basically the most powerful deck in the format now, at least what I believe at the moment. And we're just going to go straight into my build of it. First, I start with the Great 3 Searcher. Of course, since Conroe was banned, there's not really a better option. At least in my opinion, and really you're gonna really need him to get your grade 3 that you want if you don't have it. So here, next of course my 4 heals. Then I run 5 draws. They could be anything. I chose the Gatling Claw just because it's a nice tech there to kill pesky grade 0s that you don't like Cat Butlers or whatever. Though there's plenty of other cards in here that kill stuff, so not like you have to depend on this. And then the other one is the Seal Dragon into Soul plus 3k. And then of course 7 crits. So there's that. Moving into grade 1s, I run 4 of the Perfect Shields for Perditions. Perfect Shields are really nice, and you don't have a lot of extra counterblast in this deck. So you really got to run the Perfect Shields, or else I may run Quintet, but yeah, just this and Kikero in general, Quintets don't work out too well. Then I run 4 Gojos. This is so I can ditch cards that I don't want to try to fish for cards that I do want. That's why it's just really good. Then I run 4 Maliko. And what he does is he's a Soul Blast 1 during your main phase when a rear guard in the same column as this on the opponent's side is placed in the drop zone. If you have a Vanguard with Perdition, you can pay that cost, Soul Blast 1, and then unflip a damage. So it's pretty nice. There's a card that I combo with this with, which I'll get to in a moment. Then my last grade 1 is Calamity Tower Wyvern. Soul Blast 2, draw a card. I like the pluses. This can technically be the other one that Soul Blast 2 unflip to, which would also help you as well. Moving on to the grade 2s, I run 3 of the Legion Mate. Now the Legion Mate is when you place it on rear during the turn, it gets a Counterblast 1 effect. Opponent's rear guard in the same column. It's put in the drop zone. You can pay that and then kill something else. Well, kill the back row, or kill another thing in that same column. So, he's actually not that good. That's why I only run 3. The danger with running 3, of course, is if you damage check, or somehow have to ride, or whatever this is really harder. It's harder to Legion it, slightly. It's an inconvenience. Then I run 4 Menace Lasers. It's a Counterblast 1 when you place a rear if you have a Perdition Vanguard. Pay that cost. Then you can kill a rear guard in the same row. So you'd use this, well, you would put this down, and then you would play this, and then use this effect, and then unflip it, so you get to kill something for free. This is one of the combos anyway. So that's pretty nice there, mainly for spot removal, little pesky things you want to get rid of. That's why I like them. And then of course I run 4 of the 12k attackers. Yeah, 12k attacks are almost pretty much staple in decks. Moving on to my grade 3s, I run a pretty standard lineup of 4 Dragnewts. This can be Laser Dragon actually as well, which is the Counterblast 1 on Legion. Choose a row basically and kill it, or rear guards. His ability though is really good. Counterblast 2 and Persona Blast. Something on Vanguard, so him or the mate. And if this is in Legion, choose 2 grade 2 or less rear guards, retire them, and then if your opponent has 4 or less damage, they take a damage. And the damage can't trigger, so. And you're going to use this once per turn. And of course, plus 3k whenever something's from your opponent's side put in the drop zone. So, during main phase. So this is pretty decent. The problem with this though, it is a very kind of slow. If you don't have something to Persona Blast, it really doesn't do much. But if you do have the Persona Blast, it's not bad. The Counter Blast though, is heavy in this deck. Counterblast is what will let you have the advantage in this deck with your great. So you need to keep your counterblast, so you open, or else this deck's not really a threat. So that's kind of why one of the reasons I don't like this. It might be a good idea for some people to tech in some of these, and I might end up doing that eventually. Just right now I'm doing this just because this can win you the game. If you have to stay on this can win you the game more likely than this will. But if you're going to ride the great anyway, this would probably be more useful and resource friendly. So, and for those wondering why I have two of those, I do actually have the other one of that I just didn't put in the deck yet. Okay, so finally, the great. 4 of those. Probably the best grade 3 out right now. He's a Counterblast 1. Choose 2 cards from hand, discard them. At the end of the battle, that this attacks a rear guard. If this is Legion, you can pay the cost. If you do, stand all your Vanguards. So, stand it and Legion mate. And then it has a Persona Blast where if it hits, well, not really a Persona Blast per se, but a Persona Blast on the field. So there's a copy of him or the mate on the field as a rear guard. You can sack it to kill something if it hits. If it hits anything. So it's nice in that aspect, but I typically do not use that ability. Typically don't have one of these on the field. So there's that. Very deadly. Essentially, with the draws in this deck, it's a lot of plussing. So that's one of the reasons why I run so many draws in this deck. I might even go up to 6. At this point, though, 5's been working for me. And Kagero in general is a lot more defensive, so draws work well in Kagero. So yeah, Overlord's great, it's really good. It's one of the reasons why Dragonu doesn't really matter, because no matter what, you're probably gonna want to ride him. Like, you gotta be really behind to try to run this, because this is gonna be better for you. Because essentially, you're gonna kill 1 unit with it anyway. So you'll kill 1 unit, and then you'll get to stand. And since you're going to choose what 2 to discard, if you have a full hand, you just ditch crap you don't want. So, general, it's a really good deck. From what I've seen, the great is still relevant when G comes out, so it'll be a really good investment for those of you who are into top tier decks. Anyway, this has been Ash from Edger, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.